Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Winds of Earrenia, our ongoing D&D campaign here at Bold Wolf Gaming. I know it's been a little while since we've been on the air, and we definitely missed our last session. My job sucks, but we're going to try to keep it as consistent as possible. As always, make sure you're following Bold Wolf Gaming's social media pages for updates on when we know what's going on. This coming week, Tuesday will be our streaming night, and we will be doing Kingdoms of Amalur Re-Reckoning again. The following week, we will be doing 90s Night with some more Pokemon Red. Anything on the docket for Rhino Gaming?
So, the only thing for Rhino Gaming is we are going to be continuing to do our Monday night kennel streams. Not sure what I'm going to be playing for this Monday. But I'm also going to start streaming at least one other night during the week.
All right, fantastic. Well, then, we are missing Jake at the moment. We do not know where he is or when he is showing up, so he might be popping in randomly while we're playing. But, you know, that's how things go, so we'll see what happens. Just trying to get my lighting right to fix the green screen. Oh well, is what it is. Alright, let's go ahead and get into it. Alright, when we last left off, the Regulators... That might have been him joining. Nope. The Regulators were investigating the Fight Club to discover what was going on there. They were also continuing to follow around the resident drug dealer of the prison, Guillermo, and started stealing little amounts from his stash, creating a paranoid environment where he couldn't trust his own people. When he started... It's so funny. When he started to distrust his people and started getting the guards more involved, they became nervous about the way he was acting and discovered that he was going to be caught when picking up the shipment himself, so they decided to kill him and be done with it. The Regulators also made contact with the Torgris gang, the protection racket that's being run in the prison, discovered that the highest-ranking members of the group were actually pretty honorable guys, and when they discovered the plan for the breakout from the prison and joining the Palhas army, they were more than willing to participate. So, that pretty much brings us up to speed. We'll bring up the calendar here.
Did you ask why people were laughing? Because if you were asking that, Matthew, it's because last session was hilarious, and if you guys missed it, you should go back and watch the VOD, because it was a pretty good session.
We'll have to get that. I need to start cutting up some of the episodes for TikTok clips and stuff, but just don't have time to do video editing lately. Alright, so it is... It is the night of the 25th. Do we want to jump to morning?
I would say
So,
yeah, right?
I don't think we had anything left we needed to do.
Yeah.
Alright. So it is dawn on the 26th. Malcolm, the scroll of message glows in your pocket, and you are keeping that on you now, right? Or
yeah.
in your cell at least.
Yep.
So the scroll of message glows, a message from the Jarl asking for updates, and lets you know that they are going to need to know the exact day you plan on doing it, as well as anything that they'll be able to see from the outside, any signals you'll be giving to start the prison break so that they can coordinate accurately. And he specifies no rush, just want you to know what I need when you are ready to move.
So how long did the Torgis gang leaders say it was going to take for them to get their people sorted out?
Well, they said a few days at most once you know what you need them to do.
Okay. And then, have we given... I can't remember the dwarf guy's name now.
Barfouth Warhand.
Barfouth. Did we give him time, or does he need more time to get his people sorted out on who's going to go?
Hold on a second. Let me double check something here. I feel like the calendar didn't save our accurate date, but I will be able to find out looking at the recaps.
Oh my god. Again?
Nope, that's accurate. Okay, actually, he needs until the 34th. So do we want to jump ahead to that?
Anyways.
And what day was it?
It is the 26th, and the rumor should be thoroughly spread around the 34th.
We need like 9 days.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days. Yep.
So, what I'd like to do is try to find the best place to actually facilitate the prison break during these 9 days, or 8 days.
Okay, so you
Like
want to
maybe
find...
a specific wall or weak point of the prison?
Okay, so how long do you want to spend on that?
I'd say like 5 days.
Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, which will bring you to the 31st. And roll a investigation check with advantage, because you're taking your time on this.
I had rolled d20 up and I didn't. Roll a d20. Thank goodness for advantage. 14.
14. The smartest thing they did was build this thing inside of a natural rock formation. There is... Actually, let's go ahead and bring up the map. No map. Alright. Are you able to see my cursor, or...
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, not...
What?
There's something wrong with the laptop.
What do you mean?
You keep saying things before.
Oh, it's going to take a few seconds for it to get there, Valencia. Just turn up the volume on...
Yeah, but I can't hear
No, yeah,
it
you're doing fine, kid. You're fine.
You're fine. Like I said, there's going to be a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, but how do I get the volume up?
Alright, bear with me just a moment here. Go ahead, go.
She wanted to watch the stream, guys.
It's okay.
It was her last
I think
day
it's
of
awesome.
school.
I think
Yeah,
it's awesome that she takes an interest in Dungeons and Dragons.
me too. She's
It would
got her own
actually
little
be-
dice set.
It would actually be really fun to run a little campaign, a couple sessions or even a one shot with her in it.
Got it. So if we do that, don't seduce the dragon.
No, she's not gonna know what it means. She's a kid. It flies over her head.
Or barely legal human prisoners that don't know anything.
What is so funny?
I was talking about it would be cool to have Valencia be on a one shot for a small short campaign with us.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting interested in Dungeons and Dragons. So Cece said, "So don't seduce the dragon, then, right?"
Don't seduce the dragon.
I said
Alright.
yes, or barely legal human prisoners that don't know anything about the world.
Oops. Alright.
Jake is coming.
Okay, awesome. I'm trying to figure out some way for you to see what I'm doing here.
There it is.
Oh, you can see my cursor over here. Okay.
Yeah.
Bring that up so I can...
Alright, you can go away now. I don't
Alright, so you see this
talk about it.
area right
Yay.
here? This is a hard climb. Each of the... See the difference between the pink and the white? The pink is wall, the white is flat areas on the way up, so if you were to try to climb out, which would be really hard to do with several thousand prisoners, that would be the only way to
Jake
do
responded.
it. Okay, as long as he's coming.
He fucked up. He fucked up.
But otherwise, as you investigate the prison, really the most obvious... Oops, grabbing the wrong thing here. Balls. I can't fix the frame. Yeah, there we go. Select the map. The map. There we go. The,
I'm the map.
The gatehouse is really going to be the best option. You just got to find a way to crack it open.
Going out the front, you said?
Yep.
How tall is that wall if we were to try climbing it?
The rock wall?
Yeah.
You're looking at about 100 feet to reach the first plateau.
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
Last thing I need is to die from falling damage, Matt.
Yeah, your other option also, you can update the Jarl on what issues you're trying to resolve and see if you can get any outside help.
What I was thinking was we had that magic grappling hook, but it wouldn't, of course, be good enough to get 1,000 people out. But if we had a couple of them, then we could get up the rock wall. But I think it's 60 feet is the maximum on that, and if it's 100 feet to just the first plateau, it's not going to work.
Hey, but
So
if you die from
realistically-
falling damage, then we'd be able to have pancakes in the morning.
Wow. Wow.
That's just dark.
Just wow. It'd be the day you almost caught Flapjack Sparrow.
Alright, so as this week progresses, Warhand actually does come up to you and gives you an update on how it's going so far as spreading the rumor and all of that. So he lets you know that it's spread pretty well across the prison. Still some people who probably haven't gotten word. And the reaction so far, at least about 3/4 of the prison, or the prisoners that have heard it so far, seem to be excited by the prospect, though he says the majority don't quite believe the part about the Jarl wanting the deserters from the Iranian vanguard to be part of it.
So how many guards are there total? Have we come across that number?
Let me double check in the notes. I think Sebastian told you during the meeting a while before you guys.
Yeah, I probably have it in my notes too, but I don't think I saved that into my Dropbox, so it's on my other computer.
What's Dropbox?
Dropbox is a
it's like
file management
OneDrive.
software. You can access stuff from
Oh, okay.
multiple computers.
It's like OneDrive, basically. There are roughly 8,800 deserters being held in the prison. The ratio of guards is about 1 to 4.
that's guards in all the guardhouses, not just the front entrance.
Correct. That's it within the entire prison. So you divided that by 4, right?
So, would we be able to find some way to barricade the guard tower shut?
That's always a possibility. You'd have
If
to
we
do it for
barricade
all of the guard
towers
towers.
shut. What's that?
You'd have to do it to all of them, of course.
Yeah, simultaneously. Because I'm wondering if we barricade all the guard towers shut, then that will negate quite a bit of the guards that we'd have to deal with, and then we would just have to fight our way out of the front. What are your guys' thoughts? Mira? Echo?
I'm sorry. I have someone
That's a
messaging
good
me,
idea.
and she won't stop.
Somebody messaging you? Is it the other quiet person on this stream?
No, actually,
Actually,
currently
no.
I am not messaging her.
No, it's not her.
Not currently, no. But no, that actually sounds like a really good idea.
Yes, I agree. I am sorry. It's just she won't stop.
I have a question though. Is it 1 guard to 4 prisoners, or is it 4 guards to 1 prisoner?
1
Right.
guard to 4 prisoners. The prisoners do have the guards
Okay.
outnumbered.
And depending on how many people are going to actually accept the offer and everything, I'm thinking probably more like 5/8 of the prison rather than 3/4. So still 5,000 compared to 2,000 guards. We should still be able to get our way out.
Outnumber them.
Barfoth chimes in. Regardless of who's interested in joining the army, I think once all hell breaks loose, we won't have anybody sitting it out. Put weapons in their hands and they'll fight their way out. So I expect full participation in that regard. The purpose of spreading this rumor and getting a feel for how people feel about the situation that's awaiting for them once they leave the prison is mostly just so we know what to expect once we're out.
Makes sense.
Now, you barricade the guard towers. Most likely will be a temporary measure. Will certainly slow things down. Especially would allow, if we're going out the front, would allow the prisoners from that area to reach the front. So most of the guards we would be dealing with would be from the front guard towers and the gatehouse itself. Now, even while they are barricaded in, we are going to have to deal with ranged attacks. Speaking of which, what are we doing for the watchers on the wall?
I didn't realize there were watchers on the wall.
There's archers all along the top of the canyon wall.
Didn't think about that.
Are we going to be getting any ranged weapons?
Good
Because
question.
we could just take them out.
How many archers are on the walls, and how long would it take to go
That is
all the
a
way
good
around the
question.
walls?
I mean, on average, there's one every 200 yards. I don't know what the total number would actually be, but any cluster of combat that were to occur, you would probably have about 10 of them that would be able to group up fairly quickly and start raining down on whatever's going on the ground.
So we would probably have to take them out first.
Of course,
Somehow.
with an outright riot, with guards in the mix down here on the canyon floor, they would have to be much more careful about their shots.
Are there any cannons on the wall?
No. I don't see what purpose there would be for cannons.
What if we were to get a hold of the Serenity and have them do flyovers to distract the people on the tower, on the walls, while we are doing our ground assault?
That would be an option.
Why is Valencia crying? Matt, why is Valencia crying?
Hold on, let me go check. Trapped in my chair. What's that?
'Cause I don't think arrows would do a damn thing to Serenity, right, guys?
No.
I don't think so.
It's not Valencia crying, it's Ulfric.
Crap.
Oh no.
So arrows really wouldn't do anything to Serenity in terms of damage-wise. Correct,
Right.
Matt?
Correct.
What do I do if he's crying?
So I'm wondering if we don't do that,
I
we
got
get
it.
the archers distracted while we're doing our groundwork. And then it's possible, if we needed Serenity, we do have cannons on Serenity too, to take
Yep.
shots at the gatehouse.
All right. So you send this
But-
information out to.
Yeah, because I'm
Dustin.
hoping. Well, actually, does Dustin have a scroll of message? I don't think I gave Dustin a scroll of message.
You have the Vox
No, I think
Caspa.
you got one.
You
Well,
have
yeah,
the Vox
but
Caspa to
it-
communicate.
Well, yeah, I would have to say I requested it through the door, through the stash.
You can send the initial message to the Jarl. He's meeting with everybody involved in this,
True.
and he can.
And then,
pass summon-
as for the signal for when things are going to go down, I think I have another one of those lightning bolt bullets.
Dad, I'm worried.
So I think maybe lightning going up in the sky would be a good signal.
Yep, that's an option. Is that the only magic bullet you have left?
I think I still have one more ice one. I have plenty of like the lower level ones, but not like the super magic ones right now. You haven't lined anybody back up in a straight line again for me since that one fight in the dining hall again now. I think you learned your lesson there when I killed like 4 people in one turn.
In one shot, almost actually.
Yeah. Especially if it's not a cloudy day or anything,
Mm.
I think that would be a good symbol.
Alrighty. All right.
Don't answer me.
Hold on a second. What's up? What's up?
I'm worried
About what?
because I think Mom will need some putting to sleep. Know how to know what I do to put him asleep.
If you want to go up and help her, go ahead. All right.
I'm actually fine.
Why don't you go check on how your mother's doing?
What?
Why don't you go check on how your mother's doing? All right.
I'll be back.
Let's see. Is
I'll
there
be right
anything
back.
else? Warhand. No questions about. Oh, how are we getting the weapons?
I'll
So,
be back to watch
when it
this
comes to the weapons, I was thinking about
so I don't miss
trying to get a guard uniform, or Zuko could go invisible and carry the doorknob, and I would be in the wizard's door, and we would just load up as much weapons and armor and stuff as we could in the wizard's door.
Is Jake here yet? Hey, Jake, how long can you hold your breath?
I'm here now.
Or actually, well, yeah, both of you. How long can you hold your breath?
How do we figure that out again?
2 minutes.
Pulling it up. Breath a number of minutes equal to 1 plus its constitution modifier.
So I can hold my breath for 5 minutes.
Okay. So you'll have to set that up fairly close. Well, okay, so, alright. That's the basics of the concept.
But how much air is in the wizard's door? How much air is in the wizard's door for me to breathe before I run out of air? I have to hold my breath.
I'd say probably about 10 minutes before you'd have to hold your last to prevent from passing out.
Dad,
Do I want to chance my life on Zuko power walking?
Dad.
Hold on. What time?
I need to know where diapers are.
Alright, I apologize. We're going to take a quick break here while I get things straightened out over on this end. I apologize. We'll be right back.
The sick. How I could
All right. Sorry about that, folks. Get that all straightened out. Where were we?
How are we going to get the weapons, I think, is what the...
yes. Getting to the weapons is part of the conversation as well, of course.
So, how long would it take to walk from the cell into the guardhouse?
That would probably be about 5-minute walk in of itself. But then it depends on how quickly and easily you can get through the door and down to the storage area.
So Zuko would effectively have to wait for somebody to open the door, probably, to get through it? If he was
Unless you guys
invisible?
can get a key.
Well, I would think there would be guards posted either outside or inside of the door, you would think.
The outside is generally left empty. The door is simply sealed. There are guards within, you imagine, but you do not see anybody posted permanently outside the door. Mostly the only time it opens is when that patrol comes out.
Which we actually know when the patrol comes out, so we could time it so that
That's true.
I go in the wizard's door and Zuko leaves about 7 minutes before the guard is supposed to come out. So he's waiting maybe like 2 minutes or so tops to get in.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'll work.
And then how long from there to the storeroom?
Shouldn't be too long. Staircase is fairly close to the back door.
So I might run out of air before he gets there. But I should still be able to be holding my breath.
Yep. Sounds about right.
The other option would be to have a guard, try to get a guard uniform somehow, and I can wear the mask of many faces and try to walk in with him. But I don't see how a single guard would get through unnoticed. It seems like they have patrols and groups of patrols. A single guard walking around would probably be suspicious, I would think.
Yes, it might raise some attention. It's going against the norm.
Maybe if I ran screaming through about a troll in the dungeon.
That would cause a commotion and likely some questions after the fact.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
so I
sorry,
think
guys. I was totally high.
I'm thinking that the door idea, me chilling in the door, is probably the best thing to do, I guess.
All right. So when do you want to do it?
I'd probably say at night, right, Zuko?
I would think night would be the best time.
So about maybe halfway through the night, about 7 minutes or so before we know a patrol is going to leave.
All right. So and that would be the night of the 31st. Is that correct?
And I'll give the chime of opening to Zuko as well, just in case he does need it to get something unlocked before we are able to get there.
Alrighty. Oh, of course, getting out of the
Actually, wait.
cell.
Shoot. So the 34th is when we expect everybody for the rumor to be fully disseminated, right?
Correct.
Do we want to do this 3 days before we're ready to break out of the prison, guys? Or should we be doing this like the night before?
I'm sorry, what are we doing exactly?
Getting all the weapons in the wizard store. Me and Zuko are going to go into the armory and just throw everything into the wizard store.
Maybe
Yeah,
the
there would
night
be a lot of
before.
questions.
Yeah, I think you should do it the night before.
Because we were about to do it the 31st. We're not going to be breaking out for at least another 4 to 5 days, and that would raise the alarm, I think. So let's not do it tonight.
Oh, we could just do a preemptive strike and just do it early. Whatever.
Up to you guys.
No, but I do say maybe we should test it tonight. Let's not take anything, but let's do a dry run to see how well it would work.
Okay.
All right. How many charges do you have left in that chime of opening?
I haven't used a single one yet.
Oh, I thought you used it once to get out. Okay. No, that's right. Zuko just stays outside invisible. You haven't actually had to need to. So how many charges is that total?
10.
10. Awesome. All right. So, the night of the 31st. Let's see. Where exactly are you stuffing Malcolm into the wizard's door?
I was thinking directly in our cell, or maybe outside of our cell, because I don't think there's really a good place anywhere else that's hidden from sight, either from the archers on the walls or in the guard towers, to really display that we have a magical item like this.
Okay. Then he'll need to use the chime of opening first time to open the cell door.
Yes.
After stuffing you in the door and closing it. So Malcolm, you watch the door inside from inside disappear in front of you, and begin focusing on taking very calm, slow breaths. Zuko, you hit the chime on the bars of the cell, and the door opens. And you make your way down the ramp and into the canyon floor. About 5 minutes later, you are at the back door of the gatehouse. There is one large door to allow larger items to be brought in. Hasn't really been opened in quite a while, and there's a man door to the left. And you arrive just about the exact moment that the patrol should be coming out. And they are only about a minute later than expected. So you are up to 6 minutes, Malcolm, that you've been in there. The group of guards comes out the man door 2 by 2. Zuko, I need you to roll a stealth check with advantage to slip behind them without making any noise or brushing into one of them as you go.
$21.
Nice! 21, very nice. Alright, you effortlessly, as the last guard passes before they slam the door shut behind them, manage to make your way into...
I was literally holding my breath because I'm like, this would be the moment for Zuko to roll like 2 under the number 5.
Well, I have a +8 for stealth, so.
Alright, so you find yourself in the hallway as the door loudly slams behind you, and the locking mechanism automatically latches, and you find your way from memory. Takes about another minute for you to find the staircase in the dim light. There is actually nobody inside that hallway at all when you go. So you know at least at this time of night there's no guard hanging out by that door. And you make your way down the staircase. You find several storage rooms, one of which you figure is probably the one that Guillermo's drug shipment would have been in before it was confiscated. But fairly obviously straight ahead you see a barred door that has the weapons in it. You'll have to use a second charge on that one unless you want to try to pick the lock.
Does it seem like anyone's around?
No, the lower levels seem completely empty.
I mean, do I really have to pick the lock or open up to see what's in there if I can see through the window?
Oh, you can see it's literally a bar, like almost like a jail cell door. You can see right through it.
Okay, well, I don't think there's any reason for me to go in there tonight since we're doing a quote-unquote trial run.
Okay. So you just look through to verify that the weapons are there?
Yeah.
All right, and then what do you do?
I can't tell them anything different. So I'm inside of I'm in a glass case of emotion.
Well, so I would say at this point, because I know he's going to be A, running out of air, B, holding his breath, I could put the door up and open it to give him air. If there's nobody around.
I was so hoping you would forget. Just start going back. I feel like I'm forgetting something.
Yeah. Hey, man.
That would have been very bad.
You get back to the cell, open it up. Hey, Malcolm, you did it. Oh, crap. All right, so you open the door. Malcolm, you have access, unless, of course, he's just opening it and slamming it shut after letting the air exchange.
You got air.
Well, I would.
Okay, so I'm gonna step out, and I look very pale because I'm like, I was definitely holding my breath, and it still kind of smells like poop in there. So not the best way to travel. Don't recommend it. I give this Uber driver 2 stars, but I come out and I look at Zuko. I'm like, I thought we were going to be inside the weapon armory.
And I say, it's locked. Would you want me to waste a charge on our magical item? Or just wait till tomorrow? Or when we come and actually do this?
Well, do we know if maybe there's an alarm or something on the door?
I mean, if you want to pickpocket it, open it
I
with
guess
your...
I would... Do I have Tinker Tools on me? Would they have taken that? Probably.
It wouldn't be something you would have
lock
brought in, but of course, that's something you easily could have had sent to you through the chest.
I think you did ask for a lock.
He did have, he did. He kind of snappably did.
So I would assume I would hold them. I would have put that stuff in the wizard's door once we got it sent to us through the stash. So yeah, I would try to pick the lock.
All right, roll a Tinker Tools check. So dexterity plus proficiency.
Okay, roll a d20. Let's take one of those away. What's my proficiency is 4. So 18.
Nice.
18. That is enough. It is a fairly simple lock. Basically just meant to keep people from... but meant to keep everyone honest and make sure nobody's going in and grabbing weapons without authorization. but the door opens and there is no alarm. Picking lock was fairly quiet. Door creaks a little bit, but
Well, let's close the wizard's door and bring it in the armory with us. And let's get out of the hallway. And let's kind of take stock of what's in here, too.
all right. Inside the room, you find mostly spears, which is the common military weapon over swords. Almost enough for probably every guard in the place.
About 2,000 spears.
Just about, yep. And a few hundred swords. And about 60 bows. Long bows.
Okie doke.
And a
Let's see.
collection of arrows, of course. Pretty decent stock.
Collection of arrows. Any armor or anything?
Anything magical?
Roll an investigation check.
Now keep in mind, do we have our magnifying glass in the wizard store?
We probably do not, because we were not thinking about looking for magical items in a military storeroom.
Damn.
To answer your
All right,
question
well,
about the armor, this room seems to be strictly weapons.
All right.
Okay.
Well, I'll do the investigation here real quick. 17.
You look pretty thoroughly. There's no obvious outward signs of anything magical, no glowing auras or anything like that. So, I mean, there could be something magical in here, but it's nothing that's giving off obvious power.
Okay.
You do, as you passed one of the other two storerooms down on this level, though, you do remember having this very odd feeling as you passed the room, kind of heat that you couldn't determine the source of. Just as you passed, it was almost like walking past an oven. But you don't see no
Weird.
indication of magic within this room.
Do you share that with me, Zuko?
Yeah.
So I walk nearby where he is feeling the heat. Do I get a sense that it's like actually like a magical item, or is it just like a magical heating kind of thing in the building?
The heat is fairly intense, and you do not see any obvious source of it. There's no glow, no fire, no explanation for it. And it's very directional. Like, as you're standing in the doorway, you can just feel it on your face. And after a few moments of standing there, trying to understand what it is, you kind of get this like ill feeling.
I mean, is there anything else I could do to try to determine what this is?
I mean, you haven't stepped into the room yet.
So all these observations we've had were from the doorway?
From passing the doorway, yes, you felt the intense heat on your face.
I will step into the room then.
All right, so as
right
you
into a
step,
trap, probably.
as you step through the doorway, you find yourself in a general storage room, crates of various sizes. You actually quickly pick out the oddly dark grout line on one of the stone walls, and based on the direction, you figure it's probably going the same direction as that cavern where Guillermo kept his drug stash.
Nice.
It's the artifact.
And as you step into the door and and the ambient air of the room is able to reach the side of your face, you kind of have a direction of where this heat source is coming from. If you spent enough time, you could probably track it down just by the feeling that's coming off of it.
Yeah, I mean, I'd want to.
All right, roll an investigation check.
Do you want to use my investigation since I have a +7?
Yes, please.
All right.
Which I was looking at your character sheet, Zuko. We need to go over some things because you're not doing nearly as much stuff as you could be.
So you're not gonna like what I rolled, but it was a 10
Well,
after everything.
I'm helping you.
Yes, so you
We're
have
both
advantage.
investigating, so roll with advantage, I would think, right, Matt?
Yep.
Well, that bumped it up to 12.
Alrighty.
Nice gods have failed you.
So it takes you a little longer. You keep kind of losing your sense of direction as you have to walk around crates, and then you have to kind of get back on the trail of it, but you do eventually find a small black case. And just touching the box, you can tell it's very much warmer than the room around it.
Okay.
No
What
boy.
would you like to do?
Are we gonna open it?
Are we gonna open it? I mean, I can stand back while you're opening it.
Or are we just gonna, when we do our actual heist, jack it and then open it later?
That sounds like a better plan to me, probably.
Okay.
Now, Matt, compared to the wizard's door in the storeroom, do we think we can fit all of the weapons from in here into the wizard's door?
It'd be a tight fit, but yeah.
With me inside the wizard's door and not getting stabbed while Zuko is carrying us back?
Yeah, it's not like the room shakes while the doorknob's being carried around. Remember, it's a separate dimension,
It's
essentially.
great though.
Zuko trips and I just get stabbed by 10 spears.
So basically, like in the armory itself, all of the spears are nicely spaced on these racks and the swords and all of that. In the room, you kind of have to pile this stuff up, but yeah, you could fit all of it in there. So you
Works
guys
for me, then.
are saving the artifact for the night of?
Yes. Artifact giving off heat. Okay.
Yeah, the sensation comes through as a heat, is the way you're feeling it. Alright, so you go back in the wizard's door and Zuko sneaks back out?
After we lock the door on the way out, yes.
Oh, relocking the armory door?
Yes.
Alright. Oddly enough, easier to get the lock turned back the other direction than it is to unlock it. Malcolm goes into the door. You find your way back to the man door. It's still some time before the patrol will be on its way back. And getting out the door from the inside is fairly simple. It doesn't actually lock on the inside. It's essentially like a push bar door. Locks automatically, so it latches rather than locks essentially. But but the only way to get in from the outside to get the latch to undo is to use a key. So you make your way out, go back to your cell, and you guys are all set. The following morning, 32nd, the Torgris gang touches base with you.
Okay.
Lets you know that they have... Let me go ahead and bring the map back up. We lost Cece.
Yeah, she said her
We'll be
computer
right back.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
gotcha. Alright, so essentially they have... Let me make sure I'm dragging the right thing before I move anything. They have a stash figured out. Just about one for every guard tower that there is. So every segment every area that a guard tower covers, they have a stash worked out where they could store weapons enough to get all the prisoners access to the weapons before the guards were able to make it out of the tower regardless, once they see the signal. They said
I would also like to spread around the signal to them as well. Lightning going up.
So they take that instead, and they explain to you that they've had some conversations with people within their own gang and other prisoners that they know could be trusted to help kickstart this plan. And they believe the rest of the prisoners will join suit once they see a decent number of them grabbing these weapons, and believe that they'll be able to essentially give them orders, direct them from there. So they do ask about details of exactly how you want to proceed when the time comes.
With the signal, are you, Malcolm, going for like a big boom and then the lightning, or do you want me to use one of my light darts from my bow?
I was going to fire off the last of. I was going to fire off my last. I was going to fire off my last lightning bullet I had.
Okay.
Of my magic bullets.
Okay, because I know I've got some lightning arrows as well. Are we going for stealth, or are we going for... Well, let's make a big boom and then just shit hits the fan?
I mean, if you have a lightning arrow that is going to do something similar, then that's fine. But, I mean, I'm not too worried about a big-ass boom if we're about to do a prison break right after that. So...
Alright, okay. Well, the boom might actually be a helpful thing if someone's not paying attention.
True.
Yeah, the boom's definitely a good thing. That'll draw... I mean, you have both visual and audible throughout the entire prison. It'll let everybody know what's happening. And it'll be very out of place, so nobody will mistake it. So you have all of your guys' armor and regular weapons already in the wizard store, right?
Yeah, I would assume so.
Right.
I would assume so.
The question is, where are you launching the signal from? How are you barricading those towers, if that's your plan?
Can you say that one more time? I was in the middle of trying to get my Dropbox installed so I can bring my notes up.
Sorry. So the question is, where are you launching the signal from? How are you barricading the towers?
So, I think we would barricade the towers at the same time people are grabbing stuff from the stashes. So if the Torgus gang could coordinate, because the stashes are going to be by each gate tower, correct? Or guard tower?
Somewhere within that vicinity, yeah. So basically for every area that's covered by a guard tower, there will also be a stash nearby. Because essentially the guard towers...
So if you could work it so that the first thing people do is to barricade the guard tower, and then make their way to pick up weapons at the stash, that would probably be the best thing to do. And then I think as they grab weapons, start heading towards the gatehouse.
So basically, you're going to wait for the further edges of the prison to muster on you, essentially.
Correct.
And meanwhile, you want Serenity to be dealing with the archers on the wall.
Well, I almost wonder, because Serenity could land in here, correct?
Yeah.
Could.
If they land and I jump on, could I be like taking out archers from the ship with my bad news?
Well, also, don't forget I have that dead dragon tooth.
Oh yes, you were going to use a distraction too. I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
I think maybe if we do the distraction with the dead dragon tooth up north as people are coming down to fall down towards us at the gatehouse, that would draw some attention up to the north.
So have whoever's activating the tooth be up north when this is all ready to go down, separated
Correct.
from the group and kind of helping lead everybody to meet with the rest.
Yeah. Would I be able to... Are the archers fairly... Would they be like 3/4 cover up on the wall? Or would they be fairly easy to hit from the ground?
I'd say half cover, not 3/4.
Which that's a bonus to what? Like 2 to AC or something like that?
I think it's 1 for half cover, 2 for 3/4.
But realistically, we may not even need Serenity. Because if that dragon's going off, it's probably going to draw a lot of the attention from the archers and stuff up north. And I could just be sniping the shit out of some archers from the ground.
Yep. You're going to be slightly outnumbered, but
in the area.
Actually, I forgot to mention this. When you passed on the details you had so far to the Jarl, he let you know that Serenity actually was already planning on being involved, and they have a plan for the gatehouse.
Okay. Well, then I'll leave them to do that, and I'll just worry about taking out archers myself.
So you and the dragon essentially will probably be reducing the amount of attention the archers can. All right. How are you barricading the guardhouses?
Can we work out something with the materials we have available to us in the prison itself? We have a lot of rocks. I don't know that would be able to do anything with the rocks. Could we dismantle the cells in some way, shape, or form to like wedge up against the guardhouse door in the ground, or?
You have, well, I mean, of course, dismantling the cells would take some time and probably draw some attention. You dismantle the beds.
We could dismantle the beds.
And that gives you boards. You can try to... Then that would, of course, slow down the exit. And that's probably the best you're going to get with any of this, is you're going to have a handful of guard towers chasing up behind you. The ones up front, by the time everybody's gathered up, may finally have broken out. But by that point, they will be surrounded, and it's going to be... The advantage is going to be with the prisoners, of course. So, yeah.
What about the fighter fuckface? I know Malcolm wanted to kill that guy.
The Fight Club guy?
Yeah, that guy.
No, I'm not gonna worry about him. I don't think we really. He's not enough of a fish to fry, I think, anymore. Now that we have the Gorgas gang with us and the and Guillermo's operation dismantled.
Wise decision.
Nice. Okay. What's going on? What's wrong?
I was just saying, wise decision. Alright, so... when do you want to schedule the entire breakout for general window. What day and day or night?
How many days are there in a month?
60.
Okay, I was gonna say because you said 34 is whenever the rumor was going to be fully disseminated, probably.
Yep.
I would say if we coattail that rumor with the signal for the prison break, it'd probably take another couple days for that to go through. Correct?
Right, but you also you'd be releasing a more explicit detail.
I honestly think we should probably do it at night
Me too.
because we're gonna break into the storeroom, steal all the shit, and if we wait until the next day, there's a chance that an alarm could go off. So it'd be we'd have to steal the shit, and
The
then
Torger's gang said they would.
half an hour, 45 minutes, everything needs to be in play.
Well, you need time. You need time to get the weapons to each of these stashes. Now, you got Zuko and Malcolm while you were down there. You got the impression the door hasn't been touched in a while. It's not like they do an inventory on a nightly basis or anything.
So we could go there during the day and get everything, and then break out overnight. That
Yeah,
night.
you need time to get around the prison to each of the stashes, take out the weapons needed for that area.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
Okay.
And that will also weaken...
I don't know. She's having trouble with her laptop. It overheated.
Oh, jeez.
I'm here.
Yay! There's my
Laptop's
girl.
not supposed
I
to
was
do
just
that.
about to message you.
Yeah, no, sorry, it overheated.
That's okay. Alright, so the plan is to go in during the day once the rumor has been spread around, sneak into the basement, unlock the door, grab the weapons, throw them in the wizard store, come back out, make your way around the prison to each of the stashes this Torgris gang has set up, distribute the weapons, and then after nightfall, set off the signal, barricade the guardhouses.
Right. And request our weapons to be put in the wizard store ourselves as well from Lorimer.
Yeah. Alright, and okay, so want to skip ahead to the okay, what day do you want to do it? The day after the rumor spread, the day of?
I would want to do the prison break the night of the day we steal the weapons. I would say 34th, we'll give it another 3 days for everybody to kind of get the signal that's going to be happening.
Mhm.
So the 37th?
Well, and I would be vague about the signal. Just be like, you'll know the signal when it happens.
Yeah.
The only people who really need to know the symbol is the people that the Torgris gang have arranged to kick things off. Basically, the people who are participating in the plan itself. Everyone else, it's just a riot. But the Torgris gang has themselves and a group of other prisoners they trust. They know it's actually happening. This rumor isn't just a rumor. And they'll be able to kind of organize the chaos as it comes down. They'll be the ones barricading the guardhouses that you guys aren't going to have access to. They'll be the ones guiding the prisoners the right direction, making sure everybody can get to the weapons stash, all of that.
Yeah, so I mean, I think we have a fairly straightforward plan. Can anybody think of any gaps we're missing here?
How do I activate the dragon's tooth again?
You bury it in the ground partially, and you water it with blood.
Okay, not a lot of blood, just a little.
Yeah, just basically slicing your hand and.
Okay, just making sure. I don't want to, have to sacrifice somebody or
Yeah.
some bullshit like that.
Supernatural style, slice your hand open, drip it on. You actually saw the cultist in the process of trying it. He sliced his hand and he was trying to crawl forward to place his hand on the spot that the tooth was buried when you killed him.
You need to put a mega pint of blood.
Wow.
So, the more blood, the better the dragon?
Yes.
Or is the dragon just flat, just basic stat block?
It's it's based on the kind of dragon it was before it was killed.
So, more blood, higher level?
It's the same age and type that it was when it was
Okay, I
killed,
guess we'll just find out. We'll find out.
But yeah, I mean, that's what we're going to do for up north. I think, Zuko, you're going to do that, right?
Yeah.
And then start heading down south with a group of prisoners, directing them to us?
Yeah.
Was it?
I'm also going to tell Lorimer to secure several hundred rounds of ammunition for my bad news in the wizard's door as well.
It's just standard ammo?
Yeah.
Okay. Easy enough. You said 1,000 rounds?
Yes. Because I can't remember how much I had, and I don't want to run out while I'm killing archers.
Right.
Well, there you go. I see a kitty.
And now you see a CJ.
Kind of.
Hi, kitty,
He
kitty.
disappeared for a second.
He
I
disappeared.
see a loaf of
There
bread
he is.
just disappeared.
You have the Gunpowder Codex, right?
I see a
Yes.
floof loaf.
Okay, so if you look that up, how much 1,000 rounds of bad news would cost.
You can't bet the kitty.
Kitty's gonna send you to the hospital.
Ah, here it is.
But danger floof.
It's called that for a reason.
Okay. Let's see. Your ammunition. That just be musket balls?
No, it would be more than musket balls. Bad news would be sniper.
Balls.
I don't see sniper ammo in here.
Oh, it'd be cartridges.
Cartridges? Okay.
Yep. I thought they had a specific weapon to weapon, but no, it's just style.
So let me scroll back up here. Cartridge. 4 gold pieces for 10. So let me do a calculator real quick here. 1,000 divided by 10 is 100. Times 4 is 400 gold pieces.
All right. Go ahead and dock your.
Put it on my tab. Lorimer.
And do you want any of your special ammo?
Matt's like, how much money can I get Ryan to spend this session? Let me check and see how much that stuff is. I have those notes here too.
I'm still hungry.
If you want to order from Taco Bell, go ahead.
Yeah, screw
What do
it.
you
Let me get 5 dragon's breath for a total of 1,000 gold pieces as well.
That's not
Alright.
bad. If you think about it.
So I am deducting a total of 1,400 gold pieces at one time.
Does it leave you dirt poor?
Oh no, I still have like 3,000 gold.
Then you're good.
Alright. So, alright, so you said 37th, right? And what time of day are you wanting to go grab the weapons?
At night?
I thought you wanted to grab the weapons during the day and
And break out at night.
break out that
Yeah.
night.
Okay.
Alright, so what time of day during the day? Like, hour-wise?
When would we have determined that most of the guards are on patrol by all of my reconnaissance? Like around noon?
I believe noon would be when almost every patrol is out.
I would say let's do it then.
Alright. So, Malcolm gets stuffed in the door, in the cell. This time you don't have to worry about unlocking it, Zuko. You make your way down. You are slowed down a little bit, though, because there are guards out and about. You can't look like you're moving with any particular purpose. So we'll say about 6 minutes. As you try to avoid it being obvious what direction you're heading. And of course, the patrol for that's coming out of the gatehouse will be still coming out soon. It takes about 2 extra minutes for the patrol to actually come out the door, so you're up to 8 minutes, Malcolm.
I'm sweating.
All right, Zuko, go ahead and roll a stealth check again with advantage.
Alrighty.
Please, dear Lord.
This is when the bad
Please.
rolls start.
Please, dear Lord. See,
19.
had technical difficulties again.
19.
Again?
19.
Her laptop's not her buddy today, man. Freaking technology's like, fuck you.
All right, so you managed to slip in, not quite as gracefully as last time, but still managed to get by without making any sound. You almost get your... Well, I guess you wouldn't be wearing a cloak in the prison, so no problem there. But you managed to slip in. The hallway's a little bit more crowded this time, but still, as long as you don't run, you're able to make your way down the hall and to the stairs, quietly down your to the storage rooms. Go ahead and roll your lock picking check. Unless, of course, you want to let him out in the hallway.
I mean, nobody's around, right?
Nobody's in the downstairs level, no.
All right. Well, then I will let him out in the same place I did the other day, and he can pick the lock because I know he's better with it than I.
All right, Malcolm, you are let out into the hallway. You feel the rush of fresh air into the wizard store, and you are free to pick the lock if you wish. It's a little more nerve-wracking this time because you can hear voices up in the hallway. It is the middle of the day, so the gatehouse is a little more active.
Well, I will still try to pick the lock. So that was a Tinker Tools check. Let me... Natural 20. The first natural 20 of this fucking campaign for me, and it's a lockpick check and not a weapon attack.
You've never had a natural 20?
I don't think I have.
It's been 30 20s.
Huh. I didn't realize
For
that.
most of his attacks, for most of his attacks have been natural 20s. And this is dirty 20, sorry. And then for fucking this, he gets a natural 20.
Pick a lock
I'd be-
in a hallway with nobody around.
I'd be pretty ticked too.
All
I don't
right.
blame him.
Well, I'm around.
Maybe Zuko is your lucky charm.
Like Zuko watches as I like barely get the pick in the lock and it just opens.
Basically. All right, so the door is open to the armory. How do you guys proceed?
I would say we go in and close the door behind us.
Okay, so
And
you're...
let the wizard door in with us.
Okay, gotcha.
And then we start slowly loading everything up in the door.
Slowly being the operative word, I assume, so you're staying quiet.
Yes.
Yeah, quiet. I would say more quiet than slow. So it's we'll go as fast as we can, but remaining silent.
Without making a bunch of clattering noises. All right. So that the process of filling this room with weapons takes about, say, about 20 minutes. There's quite a bit of weapons. What do you do after you have the door loaded up?
We make sure we grab the artifact that we saw too. Make sure it's in the door as well. Actually, shit. Do I get the sense that it is also an interdimensional space involved at all?
You don't have any reason to believe so?
Matthew, would you be the kind of person to make us put a bag of holding inside of a bag of holding?
No, you do not get the whatever this is much more powerful than a bag of holding. You can buy a bag of holding at the Dollar General in this world, practically. So, no, so it is something much more powerful and probably more sinister. Like I said, you guys start to feel ill when you're around this thing for too long. Zuko more so than Malcolm.
Do we even want to put it in the door?
You haven't even gotten it out of the box. You don't even know what it is yet. You've just seen the box.
I'm
Do
gonna
we
open the
want
box.
to open
then.
it and make sure it's not another...
Yeah. Let's open the box.
Okay.
Who's opening the box?
I will, because it seems to be affecting Zuko more than me.
And it's a mimic.
You
Son of a
open...
bitch. Matthew, if you put me up against a mimic with none of my weapons and armor, I will
be evil.
I will leave this stream and drive to Earrenia.
And he'll be kicking your ass, and I'll be recording it and eating popcorn.
All right, you open the box, and inside it has a padded interior, specifically designed and formed around the object inside, which is a medallion on a chain. The medallion is about the size. What is a good example?
I put the medallion on Zuko.
The Hold on. The medallion is about the size of a small coaster. It is black and covered in intricate designs. On it has a skull with two sets of horn. One's more like a ram's horn, and one set like a bull's horn. Fanged teeth, and inside of the mouth and the eyes of the skull on this medallion are green gems. And
Doesn't look familiar to us at all.
it does not. But you pick it up.
I mean, I don't think I want to pick it up out of the box. No.
Okay, so you leave it in the box.
Yeah.
All right. How do you proceed from here?
Well, obviously, it doesn't look like something that would cause an explosion by us putting it in the wizard store.
No, it does not.
Any objections, Zuko, to us just putting it in the wizard store and dealing with it later?
I'm okay with putting it in the wizard store and dealing with it later. Unless, the night before, we ask for our magnifying glass.
Well, we're breaking out tonight, so
Yeah.
there's no night before.
Well,
Yeah,
then
we
we
throw
don't
it in there and hope for the best.
Time machine.
All right, so you're putting it in the wizard store?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, Malcolm, you are poisoned for the next half hour.
Damn.
Or the effects of
Time for,
being poisoned.
time for nappy. Time for nappy.
So, does that affect my breathing at all? I'm going to look it up.
That's a good question.
Babe, I got you stuff for Taco Bell.
Okay, what'd you get me?
I got you the...
Blast.
Duh.
Appendix A, conditions. Poisoned. Attacks roll, it just has a disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. So I don't think that would affect the amount of time I could hold my breath.
Not by any significant amount, I don't imagine. It just makes you feel... generally, you just feel like shit right now.
So I got you 2 soft tacos, and a beefy melt burrito. And some root beer.
Awesome. Thank you, sweetie.
No problem. Was I just supposed to order for myself? Because I ain't doing it.
All right, so you guys get the weapons in, you get the artifact in. Malcolm goes back in his box. Zuko, you make your way out, and of course, it's a slightly slower trip back again because there's guards about, and you don't want to make it obvious where you just came from.
Well, when I put my
Can't he
invisible
make
ring
himself
back on,
invisible?
I completely forgot about that. I don't know why.
it's only the most used magic item in the entire campaign.
He wants to get
It really
noticed.
is. Zuko has spent more time invisible than he has visible in this campaign by this point, probably.
It'd be a real shame if Zuko lost a finger or something. All right, so you make your way back to the cell, let Malcolm out, and then you guys spend the rest of the day then Um,
Going to each stash.
yeah,
and-
going to each stash, opening the door, and emptying the amount of weapons needed for that area.
Yep.
All right.
And I would assume the Torgus gang can make sure that all the cells are unlocked, right? Because that's a big thing. Either that, or we're gonna have to start the prison break before all the doors are locked for the night.
Which would be essentially just after dusk. It would be dark. The cells would still be open. So that means you would start. You would start. Sometime between 2100 and 2130.
I think that makes sense to me. You guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Torgus Gang also lets you know that they'll encourage people to stay. They'll find reasons to encourage people to stay out of their cells, just so if you cut it close, they don't get stuck inside.
Makes sense.
My phone does not want to charge on the charging pad. Come on.
And then if they want to try to have bigger group towards the south side than the north side, are we going to tell them about the dragon?
Well, we probably should tell them to try to stay away from like the middle northern part. Wasn't Guillermo's cell like right in the middle, northern side of the ravine? Or valley, whatever you want to call it?
Yes, actually, kind of out there in the open.
Yeah. So let's call it right in front of Guillermo's cell.
All right.
All right.
All right. So that is where Zuko will be, ready to activate the dragon once he sees the lightning bolts.
Yeah, encourage them to stay away from the middle of that area. Kind of go along the walls if they need to.
Yeah, shit's about to get real.
All right. So you guys can go ahead and re-equip your armor and weapons.
Already did, and my ace feels so good.
Oh, there it is.
Come on. Click it. Thank you. Piece of crap.
All right. So
How do you do that?
You go in your inventory, and you should have a button next to all of your stuff that says "Equip," I believe.
It's like a little checkbox almost to the left of the item.
Okay.
Wait, I'm wearing the breastplate, right?
I forgot you had more than one piece of armor still.
Yeah, I do.
Oh, by the way, we fixed Mira's character. I built it wrong in D&D Beyond. The template...
Oh, you sure fixed it.
The
Is she not as
template...
good anymore? Is she complaining about it?
Well, I did put a little bit of conditioning on her magic. She's using the superiority dice now to cast.
Ah.
Who complained about me being overpowered with shield, though? I want to punch that person in the face.
Well, there's a trade-off, though.
didn't.
There's a trade-off, though. She has to spend a superiority dice to cast shield, but now instead of it just being a flat +1 or +2 or whatever it is, she uses the D8 to determine how far over her current AC the shield is.
So she could literally, if she rolls an 8, she could have 25 AC.
Yes. For the
Oh,
entire
girl, don't you
time.
complain. I'll drive to Earrenia.
So there's a trade-off. She can't do it as often as she used to, but she can make it even stronger. Let's see. Inventory. Belt of Frost. Oh, you can put the belt of
change.
Sayuna's Heart, Cloak of Displacement.
Yeah, it's just a short rest. That's nothing. You could use all 5 superiority dies and sit somewhere for an hour and then have all 5 back.
Where am I gonna hide for an hour during combat, though?
Under a bed?
Yep, that's right. Yeah, you replaced your old chain shirt with the breastplate,
Okay, cool.
which you're
I'm
probably
just
going to want to
making
take
sure,
the
'cause,
leather
like,
off of pretty soon.
Come again?
You had it covered in leather because of the cold weather. You guys are starting to come out of
Yes.
winter, so you might want to take that off. All
I don't
right.
know, just walk around shirtless. Who wants to see the boobies?
So Malcolm,
Damn.
as nightfall comes, Zuko's
Here's Mira casting spells too much, and Zuko has spells and has never once cast Hunter's Mark in this campaign.
No, I think I did it once.
Yeah, I think he did.
I think I did it once. So that's you.
He did
I
once.
do recall at
was-
least once or
I was like, dude, you got Hunter's Mark, use it.
Which is funny because, like, watching the original Critical Role campaign,
Hunter's Mark is really good.
Vex would literally, it was almost like a barbarian casting Rage. It was just by default Hunter's Mark.
And then once you kill them, you don't even have to recast it. The spell's still active, and you can use a bonus action to transfer it to somebody else. I'm playing a ranger in the other campaign I'm in, so...
Alright, so is anybody else going anywhere special, or are the rest of you sticking with Malcolm?
Hmm.
Do you guys want to assist with barricading any of the guard towers or anything while I'm down here, or...?
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll help you out.
Alright,
Yeah.
so Echo and Mira, which ones are you going to? Oops.
Let me look at the
wrong
map.
damn thing again.
I'm looking at it through the damn tablet because my phone is not charging through the charging pad for some reason.
Alright. So I assume, Malcolm, you'll be down at this one.
You
Yes.
grabbed the frame again. Oh no, okay, there you go.
So you got, well, let's see. You've got this one, this one, this one, this one, or this one to choose from.
I would say maybe go for the east and west ones, because I think the dragon's going to be up in the middle section there.
Right.
A little further down, but yeah, actually, if you wanted, Zuko could launch it right from that one.
Yeah.
Alright, so...
So do we have to do the one outside like that water area?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Get out of my
Yeah,
head.
that one and the one all the way to the east. Or, I don't think this is actually the right directions, if I remember correctly, Matt, you said?
Right,
Right.
but for purpose simplicity, that we can use the cardinal directions of the map. So
I'll take the one that's on the east.
all right, that's over close to where Guillermo's stash was. All right, so Mira, you're taking one by the waterfall. All right,
Yeah.
Zuko, you're taking the one up here between the two forks. All right, so you all split up as darkness is starting to fall. You sneak, trying to avoid patrols and anybody that's going to be able to see that you're decked out in armor and have weapons on you. And Malcolm, you make your way to the side of the guard tower. Now, are you doing this while the patrol is out, or before the patrol comes out?
Before the patrol comes out.
Before the patrol comes out. Okay, so if you're doing that, that means I have this figured right. Echo
Why is your frame
and
so weird right now? Your frame looks like it's
yeah, it got all askew and I can't get it fixed at the moment. So
We'll
we'll
fix it
deal with
later.
it for now.
We'll fix it later. Don't worry about it. Yeah.
That means Echo and Zuko's patrol are out. Although they're not directly near the tower, and of course there's still guards inside that you'll be preventing from.
Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some guards out. There's no way around.
Yeah,
that.
there's no way to avoid it at
Um,
all. But
So yeah, I mean, I think I would just shoot out the signal.
all right, so Malcolm barricades the door quietly on the outside, um, wedging the panels of wood from his bed against the door, and he raises one of his pistols into the air, firing off a bright bolt of lightning, and the resulting thunder crackles and echoes throughout the entire canyon. After it stops, there's nothing but silence for a brief moment.
And then there's a dragon.
And then Zuko, I assume you already have the dragon's tooth buried as you see this lightning bolt go into the air. Is that correct?
Is that a question?
Yeah. All right. So Zuko slices open his hands and allows his blood to drip down on the soil beneath, and there is a shaking under the soil as the bone outline of a. Let's see.
Zuko popped a boner.
After what, a year and a half?
As the bone outline of an adult dragon begins to form under the sand. And that is where we are going to go to break. We will be back in a few minutes. Make sure everybody is prepared to do what they need to do as we come back in and we deal with the end of our prison arc. So we will be back in about 10 minutes or however long it takes to make sure we are all comfortable and ready to go. And we will see you then.
Sounds good.
Oops. Wrong screen. Alright, we're back. Alright, so, as you all see the blinding flash of light, hear the crack of thunder, Torgus gang jumps into action, begins barricading the doors of the guard towers. Zuko activates his dragon's tooth, and out of the ground he sees the skeleton of an adult dragon forming under the soil. As it breaks the surface, he begins to see dark clouds forming around the bones. And as the head pops out of the soil, the blue glow of its eyes, it immediately stands up and takes to the sky. You all standing by the guard towers begin to hear banging on the doors as the guards are trying to come out and find out what that sound is. They're beating against the door but not able to break through at the moment.
This music always lets me know that stuff's going down.
Zuko, I need you to make a wisdom saving throw.
Nat 20.
Very nice. All right. So you have managed to avoid immediately becoming frightened of the dragon.
Okay.
You all hear clattering in the distance as the Torgus gang and the people that they have chosen go and start throwing weapons essentially out of the stash. Other prisoners in the area see what's going on and begin making their way towards these destinations. And by the time everybody has gathered up and the prisoners are picking up weapons, Malcolm, you see in the distance that the two patrols that are already out and about are headed your direction. From all of the guard towers, as they realize they are barricaded in, you begin hearing the ringing of bells echoing throughout the entire canyon.
As the patrols are headed my direction, how many are in each patrol?
About a dozen in each.
And how far away are they?
Probably about 500 feet at the moment.
Okay, outside range on my sniper rifle is 800, so I'm going to start picking them off.
All right, roll your first
y'all.
attack.
Let me know when you're ready for some rolls, good sir.
Go for it.
First one is 25 to hit.
25 hits.
Damage-wise, we're looking at, ooh, Jesus, 29.
All right. First shot hits one of the soldiers in the shoulder and just completely blows it apart.
Is he dropped or still up?
He's not dropped, but he's hurt.
So, order drinks at our order?
There was one root beer. You got yourself a drink
What
too?
was mine, babies?
I can go double check. Hold on a second. I'll see if I actually.
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Second attack.
So second attack is actually going to be a reload because this only holds one round.
Oh yeah,
And
that's
then
right.
my third. What's that?
I forgot about that.
Yeah. And then the third attack will be another shot on the same one.
All right, roll for attack.
23 to hit.
23 hits.
That's an additional 16 damage.
And that'll do it. The second one hits him square in the chest and blows out his back. And he drops into the dirt as the rest of the guards continue advancing towards you. Alright, so the muzzle flash from your gun has hinted to the archers above that something is going on. So the nearest one is going to take a shot. First one misses for sure. $19 to hit.
19 is exactly what they needed.
I don't know what a D10 looks like. Jesus. Oh, right. 6 points of piercing damage as a heavy crossbow bolt comes down and grazes your side.
Okay.
Alright, we're going to move on to Echo and Mira. The guard patrols for your areas have both... Miras are still inside. So, Mira, you're in the clear as prisoners start to come up and pick the weapons, and the Torgus gang is doing their best to encourage everybody to head towards Malcolm's location. Echo,
They can definitely hear.
yeah. Your guard patrol is one of the ones going towards him, so you are also in the clear for the moment as everyone starts to gather up. Zuko, you watch as the dragon takes to the air, begins circling the guard tower. The archers within the tower are thoroughly distracted by the dragon. Hit. Miss. Hit. Miss. Alright, so they start taking shots at the dragon. It's doing a little bit of damage, but not a lot. And in retaliation, the dragon immediately opens its mouth. And you see as a bolt of lightning shoots out at the top of the tower. "90-foot line, 5 feet wide." Holy crap. I'm going to have to bring up an online dice roller for that. I don't know if I have 12 d10s.
I know I do.
12 d10s?
Yeah.
Nice. That dragon's the best thing that's happened.
Did the dragon we kill have that?
Oh, this isn't from the wyvern that you guys killed. This is some dragon that was killed thousands of years ago. Yeah. 61 lightning damage, and it literally just blows the top of that tower apart. The archers on the wall in your general vicinity, Zuko, are also distracted. You hear some oh shits in the distance, and they're all firing in that direction. So you are pretty much in the clear as everyone gathers up and starts heading south. Or north, technically, but, south on the map. Alright, so Echo, Zuko, and Mira, as you start proceeding away, you do hear the splintering of wood as the guards from the tower start coming out, but they will be coming up behind you when they do finally break through. Is there anything you want to do with your turns, or do you guys just want to run?
Would we be at disadvantage for running?
No, I mean you're moving at your combat speed. I'm just asking if you want to proceed. You could also dash, of course, if you're not fighting anything. Like I said, your immediate threats on the ground are non-existent, and the archers up top are all distracted.
Okay, cool. Then I'll go.
All right. Same with Echo and Zuko.
Yes. Dash.
All right. We're proceeding. Malcolm, at this point, you have started to be joined by the prisoners in your general area.
Can you let me know when those guard patrols are within 320 feet of me? On a turn?
Yeah, I can try to do that.
Or are they dashing, and will they be within 320 feet of me on my next turn?
Let's see, they started at 500, right? I said roughly 500?
Yep. I wasn't sure if they got a turn or they moved 60 feet in, or 30 feet in.
And dashed. I'd say next turn they'll probably be within that range.
Okay.
So it is back to your turn. You want to take more shots at them?
I'm actually, if they're going to be within range of me, I am actually going to grab my pepper boxes, and I'm going to, I would say, hold my action until they were within range.
Right.
But I want to shoot one of my fire bullets at him.
Oh shit! And what? Let's see. What's the diameter of that?
What's that?
I was trying to remember what the diameter of that shot is.
So it casts fireball. So if we're going by the rules of fireball, I had it up. 20-foot radius sphere centered on a single point. So I would, of course, shoot within a range, one of the middle people of the group.
All right. So first, that crossbowman up on the ridge is going to take their shot. Oops. Let's see. So that is going to be. "17 points of piercing damage."
How much you said?
17.
Ooh, that one hurt.
That was a critical hit. And second shot, 15 plus 18 to hit.
Nope.
18 misses. All right, second shot misses. All right, so the rest of those guards come into range. Make your attack roll so I know what the DC is for the saving throw.
Okay, guys. D&D gods, let me crit hit on this, because that would be amazing. Nope. 24 to hit.
They do not pass. So that's how much damage?
That would be 6d6. Well, plus my... Well, one of them takes the actual damage from the bullet.
Okay.
Which would be 15.
All right. Badly
and
injured.
then yeah, it's 6d or 8d6. So let me bring up that online dice roller. And I will roll it. 23 points of damage.
23 points of damage. All right. The explosion of the fireball sends them all launching in all directions. All but the one that you initially hit with the bullet is still standing but badly injured and disoriented from the explosion.
And that's just my first attack.
Yep. All right. Second attack.
I'm just gonna. So there's still what, 10 more of them around, alive. So I will fire on another one of them with just a normal bullet from my other firearm.
All right.
That's a 23 to hit.
That hits.
And that's 17 points of damage.
That'll wipe him out.
And then I'll pick off another one. 22 to hit.
That hits.
And 15 points of damage.
Yep, that one's down too.
And I will use Second Wind.
Second Wind. Okay, yep. All right, got it. All right, so Echo, are you bringing up the back with your group?
Yes.
All right, so you are the only one with archers on the wall who aren't distracted at this point. So they're going to take a shot into the crowd. 16 to hit.
That is... My armor class is 16, so I believe that hits.
Alrighty, that is going to be 11 points of piercing damage for the first shot. Second shot's not going for you because you're surrounded by people at this point. That's going to be a hit. Alright, you watch as one prisoner nearby gets hit by the second bolt and immediately collapses. At this point, Echo and Mira's group are beginning to converge with Malcolm's. Malcolm, you are starting to actually be surrounded by prisoners with weapons, and the door just burst open at the base of your tower.
Okay.
So one guard, as he makes his way out the door, sets his eyes on you, and pulls out a long sword. .23 to hit.
That hits. Was that a crit?
No. No, that was a dirty 23. Oh, there it is. 8. Oh, nope, that's a 10. Nine points of slashing damage as he swings his longsword at you. And second attack. That's a miss. Second one, he tries to jab it forward at you. You manage to dodge out of the way. Again, you are now surrounded by combat at this point. The guards that are pouring out of the tower are clashing with the other prisoners. The archers are firing down. Zuko, as you continue to proceed south, you see that the dragon is making quick work of a lot of the archers at the top, and of course that tower is demolished. Not likely anybody inside of there survived that blast. But you also get a little concerned as you are proceeding south that the dragon's running out of things to distract it.
Could I? So if it's running out of things to distract it, since I have my bow on me that shoots light, could I shoot one of my lightning arrows at it? I know it's not going to do anything to it, but at least to get its attention back over this way.
Well, what I mean is it's running out of guards to kill. So it may have its attention on you in the near future.
Oh.
And you don't know if it is, it gives a shit who activated it.
Oh, great. That's just great.
So, are you sure you want to fire at it? Make things worse.
Don't fire at it
I
unless you
mean-
want to die.
I can always
I'm just
turn
over here
invisible,
like
so-
danger flu.
So a bone
Something
dragon
like
is
danger
flying.
bonds.
Danger pose.
What'd you say? What'd you say, Ryan?
I said so. It's all bone, but it's flying somehow.
Magic.
It's like a Dracolich.
Yeah, I'll take the
So-
I'll take the risk when it needs to be.
Okay. So you continue proceeding south. By the next turn, you should be converged with Malcolm's group. All right, Malcolm, what would you like to do?
So I have one person attacking me right now, and other people are kind of fighting with the guards around the
Yeah.
tower.
It's just a big hairball at this point, yeah.
So I'm going to stuff my guns back in their holster and whip out my rapiers to attack the guy that's attacking me.
All right, roll for attack.
Let's see. The first one was 21. The second one is 27.
Both of those hit.
The first one is 12 damage. Second one is 11 damage.
Sorry, what was the first one?
First one was 12.
All right, yep, I'll
The
call
second
that
hit
one.
was 11. What's that?
Yep, that's enough to take that guy down.
Oh, so just the first one was?
No, the second one, like combined. I was
Okay.
trying to.
Gotcha.
I'm rough-shotting
Okay,
these 8
well-
hit points.
Gotcha. Well, if I took it out, then I guess I would probably put my rapiers away because I'm more of a ranged fighter. Maybe I would summon my horse to kind of give people like a easier target to see, the prisoners anyways.
Okay.
And I would start slowly going towards the gatehouse and calling out for people to come as they can.
All right. Warhand, who has joined your side, starts doing the same, encouraging people to start charging that direction. A good chunk of them are still distracted with their immediate combat situation as guards are pouring out of that tower. At this point, some of the other towers are starting to break out, but they're still quite a ways behind Zuko, Echo, and Mira. So you guys,
While we're starting to trot down, I'm going to use the Vox Caspa to reach out and ask Dustin, "You got something planned? I'm hoping it's soon."
all right. So the rest of
Did
you,
they
are
know
you?
that we summoned a dragon?
I assume
that?
you would have told your own team about it.
Yes, we would have told Dustin about it for sure. Hopefully he
Okay.
comes from. Hopefully he comes from the side of the gatehouse, so he doesn't fly right over the dragon.
Then dragon's
Yeah,
like,
that
"Ooh,
would
what's
suck."
that? Let's attack it.
All right. So you start making your way to the gatehouse. Are you focusing just on travel rather than combat, letting everybody else handle that?
I mean, I would want to pick off archers as we're going along, but
All right. Roll a few attack rolls to see if you can how many you can take out on your way. And Mira, Echo, and Zuko, are you fighting your way through the crowd to join up with Malcolm, or are you staying separate?
I think at this point I will fire one of my light arrows at the dead dragon to get its attention to over here. Because those archers are obviously going to want to take out the dragon. And then I will mount my horse and I will try to catch up with Malcolm, maybe trying to pick off a few archers on my ways.
Alright, so roll an attack roll for your shot toward the dragon.
Okay.
How many attack rolls do you want me to roll, Matt?
Just your normal turn of attack rolls.
22.
22. Oh, I'm sorry, that should be do it with disadvantage. He's pretty far.
Okay.
Sorry, I should have mentioned that.
Then 21.
Still hits. Alright, you actually managed to strike the damn dragon. And it begins flying your direction.
So one of my attacks does 48 damage because I critted on it.
Alright, 48
Nice.
destroys that particular archer.
Pretty much vaporized one of them. The other one takes 22 damage.
22?
Yep.
Alright, that one's badly injured. Those are the only two you're doing?
Well, yeah, because I have to reload between shots. So.
Okay, I didn't know if you were doing bad news or... Alright,
Oh, yeah.
Zuko, I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, lightning bolt from the dragon.
Run.
It's that TikTok sound where the music plays and it just goes, run.
Run. I had that sound in my head too when
Yep, same. Run.
I said 17.
Did you say 17?
Yeah.
You did.
You take 64 points of lightning damage.
Oh my god.
And a good number of prisoners in your general vicinity also die.
Oh shit.
Just immediately fried.
Alright, I don't have a calculator on me. You said 64?
Yep.
Okay, 500. 20.
Zuko, hold on.
I'm
just
hurting,
saw your
guys.
character sheet.
26.
Oh shit.
You have
I'm almost
26
dead.
left? Proportionally, yeah. Alright, but you did succeed in getting the dragon to move towards the action.
But it came with a cost.
And he's now in range of the archers on the canyon walls. Malcolm, as you proceed forward, the gatehouse comes into view, you see that the alarm bells have gathered the attention of the gatehouse, and there is a line of about 100 guards standing between you and the gatehouse. And you also see that on the upper levels of the gatehouse there are archers ready to rain down on the crowd. So one of these attacks is going to be directed at each of you. The prisoners kind of charge ahead of you, the ones using melee weapons, and go towards the guys on the ground. But let's see, Malcolm... 13 to hit.
Nope.
Mira. Oops. Oh, and up on the ground.
What'd you do to me?
Natural 1. That misses.
Make the fucking person hit themselves with their bow.
It's actually kind of hard to shoot yourself with an arrow or with a longbow.
No, they just when they're going to shoot, they just hit themselves in the face with the bow. They hit themselves in the face with their hand, just ow.
Yep.
Yeah,
Exactly
it
like
was a
that.
12, so that's
One point of bludgeoning damage.
and the last one is for Echo, because Zuko is still bringing up the rear. 18 to hit.
That hits.
Alright, that is 1d10. 11 points of piercing damage. Alright, so there's a volley of arrows coming out of the upper levels, and the group of prisoners and the guards at the gatehouse are clashing. There are people falling on both sides. And you get a response on the Vox Caspa, Malcolm, from Dustchin saying, hold on to something. And you hear the blast almost simultaneously, just a slight offset, boom boom, of cannons that don't sound very familiar to you. But the...
Hang on to what exactly?
I grew up on the Mira.
A short moment after the first shot, you see smoke and debris flying out of the windows where the archers are firing from. Several of them go flying out of the gatehouse and falling to the ground below. The second shot blows the larger door in the center of the back of the gatehouse open, and you see a cannonball roll for a few more, another 50 feet or so, hitting a few of the guards and unfortunately a few of the prisoners as it rolls to a stop. And just after the sound of those explosions dissipates, you see the outline of Serenity flying overhead. And you can just see a slight change in the profile of the ship. There seems to be two extensions sticking out of the front of the cargo section.
Interesting.
So we got the cannons installed finally.
Yep, and it looks like they decided to change how they installed them. Rather than replacing one of the two on the side, they put them on the front.
Interesting.
That's not a bad idea.
So at this point, the gatehouse is open.
Cool. Can I summon my horse? And since Echo's already holding on to me, might as well put her on the back of my horse.
Yep. All right, so Mira summons her horse in the middle of the crowd, swinging Echo up onto the horse with her. Zuko is trying to avoid disappear into the crowd. And at this point, the archers have started to fire on the dragon and are distracting it.
Of course, with Serenity appearing, the only thing that pops in my head is, "Take my love, take my land, take me where I cannot stand."
Right? Same thing. It started playing in my head.
I don't care, I'm still free. You can't take the sky from me.
So you see Serenity
Watching it now.
banks away from the dragon and comes around to the side. At this point, the guards are starting to fall, and the fighting is starting to proceed into the large tunnel in the center of the gatehouse.
Do I see the guy that I had the confrontation with when we first got taken into the prison?
Roll a perception check.
The guy he headbutted and then tried burying into the ground.
Yes. Perception check, Matt? Is that what you were trying to say?
Yep.
25.
Damn.
Yeah, you
25.
found him.
Go, boy.
Yeah, you found him. As you come through the tunnel, he is looking onto the chaos, trying to figure out what the fuck has happened and how it got to this point so rapidly. And I mean, he is
please,
there.
Your hat to him.
I just want to walk straight up to him with just murder behind the eyes and just walk back up to him and headbutt him again. Same thing that I did when we first came into the prison, and
Roll for
bury him
attack.
under the ground.
Oh, roll for attack.
I love how merciless you are. Damn it, that's just great.
Let me find that'll be like an unarmed strike, right?
Yep.
I think so.
Which now that I have, oh wait, never mind, I was on the wrong page. There we go. To hit, natural 20. 26.
All right, that hits. And what is the saving throw for the grave
Eyes of the
digger?
grave. Let's see. Not Eyes of the Grave. What is that called?
I think it's
Digger.
called grave digger. Yeah.
Gravedigger. Swear to God, Matt had a song named that. I swear.
DC 8 plus my proficiency bonus plus my wisdom modifier. So that would be 16 is the DC. It's the dexterity saving throw.
And he fails. The ground opens up beneath him as he reels from the shock of being headbutted. He falls backwards into his own grave, and it is sealed above him.
You're a dick.
Hey,
When has he not, though?
You're not wrong.
Yeah. See, the thing is that Malcolm took a trait that Miro was supposed to have, and he just made it all his own. He played the dick of the campaign. Basically, my trait was supposed to be solve everything with violence, and I completely forgot about that trait.
I know
Finish.
I have I know I have traits, but I don't remember what I wrote down when we first started playing. I've just kind of built my character as I went along. Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
dick. He's a little bit of a dick.
Yeah, the options for those are so limited anyway at the beginning. It's kind of preferred that everybody just kind of falls into their character however it feels right for them.
Right.
So,
And really, I don't think necessarily that I'm a dick, but I definitely hold a grudge. So
definitely.
if you wrong me in some way, just watch out.
God, it's so
You watch it over
wrong,
your shoulder.
you.
I mean, I
He
shot
got a
Jesper.
better dad joke than Ryan at one point, and he's just like, "You better watch your back."
You outpunned me, I'll outgun you.
You
Alright, so, Malcolm, Mira, and Zuko. Zuko, are you getting on horseback too, or are you still, like, ducking
He
down?
got on horseback already.
Oh, okay.
I think I'm gonna keep hidden as long as I can.
Oh, the dragon. He's
Would I
running to
happen
evade the
to
dragon.
have? Would I happen to have any potions of healing on me though?
Well, you got all your stuff back, so yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
you should. Didn't you buy some from me like recently? Like,
No, you guys gave me one, but it was a greater potion of healing.
yes, I believe I crafted that.
As a joke.
You definitely have a potion. You just don't know what it's gonna do yet.
Yeah, well, I know I've got 9 regular healing, so I'm just gonna kind of stick with those first.
Alright, fair enough.
Am I able
Alright.
to take 2 of those?
He's
Yeah,
got double
technic-
fist of potions.
Yeah, you can do that. Just won't be able to do anything else on that turn.
Yeah, I know I can't do anything. I remember it being a D4, but other than that, I don't remember the specifics of it.
I think you roll a d4 and add the points that you get out of it,
Let me see.
if
have
I'm
my dun-
remembering
my-
correctly.
DM screen up. Regular healing is 2d4 plus 2.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of right. Eventually, I'll get that.
4, so that would bring me to 30.
Good, good.
And then the second one.
And Matt, yes, they only did bring you a
7.
drink. They fucked up.
Okay.
I looked at the
Alright.
picture, I zoomed in, there's only one drink on that picture, so they either she took the drink for herself or they fucked up. I choose the latter.
Alright, so, Malcolm, Mira, you've got Echo on the back of your horse, right?
Yes, I do.
Mm-hmm.
So you are making your way through the crowded tunnel. Zuko is hunkering down and trying to catch up with you. But you eventually make it to the other side. And at this point, as you make it out of the tunnel, the prisoners around you are just breaking into a run alongside you. Malcolm, you received a message when you gave the final plans to the Jarl to head for the hill to the northwest with all the prisoners. So you start guiding them that direction, and you see as more and more time passes, more and more of the prisoners are making it out of the gate and following in your stead. The sound of fighting is dying down. You actually look back as you hear the roar of the dragon. And at this point, it seems to have dealt with most of the archers on top of the canyon walls, but you see the outline of Serenity in the dark. I didn't even check the moon conditions tonight. Oh yeah, we've got the green moon is actually full, so there's a decent amount of light. But you can see the outline of Serenity as it flies directly at the dragon and fires a very odd-sounding shot in the direction of the dragon. As it strikes, there is a growing blue orb that seems to envelop the dragon, and it zaps out of existence.
What the fuck did you guys fucking make the damn dragon go into a pocket dimension?
What happened? I was thinking to myself.
Bones.
I was thinking to myself though, like, was there a timer on this dragon being summoned? Was it just eventually gonna die?
Was it eventually gonna terrorize the world?
No,
So I was
clearly.
wondering, I'm like, are we gonna have to fight this fucking dragon?
Little did you know that because Zuko can Hulk out, he created one that can turn a dragon that can turn into a nuke.
Well, the shot seemed to come from Serenity, so clearly some sort of magical weapon that Lorimer most likely put together to keep this thing from running amok after the prison power.
That's not a bad idea, though.
Remind me to shake Lorimer's hand when we meet up with him again.
He stuff. You should fucking kiss him at this point. God damn, the man has been helping us since like day one.
So the sounds of fighting are replaced by the sounds of running feet as you all begin to breach the hill. And
Maybe
you
I'll
see
make Lorimer my best man.
That's not a bad idea.
But you see this slight glow coming from over the hill.
It's morning.
No,
Like
it's
the
just
glow
barely,
of, like,
barely after
the
dark.
glow of like torches, or
It seems to be a fiery like glow. And as you and the prisoners crest over the hill, you find that you are stepping right into a semicircle pocket surrounded by torchlight. And in front of you is a Just a moment. Improvising when I have notes in front of me.
Improv.
Improv.
Yes, and
You are half surrounded at this point by an army of about 2,000 to 3,000 men, all in, well, men and women, you know what I mean, dressed in red tunics with plate armor that looks very much like it was just taken from cerulean guard armors. Their helmets are in the shape of lions' heads. And above them is flying the original pre-Empire version of the Palhas flag. As the prisoners come into the semicircle, they kind of slow to a stop, not sure what to make of what's in front of them. And after a few moments after the commotion dies down, there is a quick snap of the spears of the men in this group, and they suddenly part in the center, and riding up on horseback. Riding up on horseback are Jarls Vasser and Kinsella. And in the same breeze that is blowing back the torches that are the soldiers surrounding you are holding, his mane is blowing in the wind in a image of leadership and power and calm. Him and, from the looks of it, his now wife ride towards you and the group of prisoners. And he holds up his hand and he says, "We mean you no harm. Please lay down your arms. There's no need for further violence today."
The fuck?
You've earned your freedom as we have earned ours. Palhas and Freelos will no longer be part of the Earrenian Empire. And under our new rule, you will see no further imprisonment or harm from your desertion. But it is important that your actions in the next few moments are done with the utmost honesty. Failure to do so could mean new charges of treason. At this point, Malcolm Barfouth kind of looks up at you. Get the impression kind of like, you know, are we good here? Is this going to be okay?
Are you muted?
Is he frozen?
He's not frozen.
Yes, I was muted. Which is funny because I tried talking a couple times while Matt was talking, and anyways, I would use thaumaturgy to make my voice boom 3 times louder, and I'd say, "You heard the man. Put your arms down."
You look around. You hear,
but I kind of need my arms.
the prisoners all begin to somewhat reluctantly place down their weapons. Some of them are a little more defiant. They stick them straight in the ground. Vasser gives them a few moments to kind of settle into the situation, brushes his mane back.
And as they're all doing that, I'm gonna ride up to the Jarl. And I wouldn't say bow, but tip my hat and lean forward a little bit and say, "Sir, I've brought you an army."
We shall see. Now hear me and hear me well. As I said, There will be no further punishment, but this moment requires the utmost honesty. If your true reason for desertion was fear of what you faced, and you didn't have the fortitude to lay down your life in service to your land and people, please step forward. Again, you won't be imprisoned or harmed in any way, unless you fail in honesty here. After a few moments, people begin filing forward. Somewhere about 100 of the remaining group of prisoners make their way to the front of the crowd and stand in waiting for whatever the Jarl has for them. And he nods at the army behind him, and again another path splits open, and you notice for the first time in the distance behind this army is a group of 3 ships, similar in design to Serenity, but not quite not quite the same lines, more utilitarian. And Vossler says, I keep my word, and better yet, I try to spare judgment. This ship will carry you to a small village in the free marches of Cassena. You will not be punished for your crime, but you are never to return to this land. You have no place in the new kingdom of Palhas. And the group of prisoners who stepped forward reluctantly make their way towards that first ship. And the Jarl watches them for a moment, then turns back to the crowd. To those who deserted because you refused to leave your homeland completely defenseless, but your time in this prison has left you unfit for service in body or mind, this ship will return you to your homes. Thank you for your service. You are welcome to return to civilian life in this new kingdom. And about another 50 men make their way to the front, including one of your cellmates, the one who lost an eye before you got there. Several injured in the current battle, severely, but managed to still make it out. And a few others you don't particularly recognize. Some of them look perfectly healthy, but drained. But they make their way to the center ship as another lane opens up. And then finally another path is split in the army. The rest of you, who deserted because you couldn't leave your homeland undefended, but would still go on and fight, you are pardoned for your desertion. And I would like to, at this point you notice Warhand has stepped out of line and is walking forward. Excuse me. With all due respect, Your Majesty. He kind of chews on that one for a little bit. I think I can speak for the rest of us here when I say we decline your pardon. There's a little bit of a shocked murmur that echoes through the crowd, and the Jarl doesn't quite react to it immediately. As you said, we couldn't blindly follow orders to leave the entire western reaches of the Empire, our home, undefended. We don't need pardon because we didn't do anything that needs pardoning. Vassar rides a little closer, looks down at him seriously, and then at the rest of the prisoners. What is your name, soldier? Commander 2nd Class Barfath Warhand, an ex-regiment, born and raised. Looks up at the prisoners. Are you all in agreement? Does this man speak for you? And you see an immediate transformation of the rest of the prisoners. And suddenly they're not prisoners anymore. They are again a unified army, and in amazing unison they kind of give out a hooah! To signify agreement that they're standing in solidarity with what he's saying. And Voster looks back down at him. Warhand. Forces from Teresia are testing the southern borders of our new nation. Take your outburst to mean you will bend the knee and rush to take back whatever territory they have tried to steal in your absence? Warhand thinks about it for a moment. Well, I'd say I'd go pack my bags, but I don't own much anymore, so I guess I'll just get going. Foster nods his head, then muster your men to the last ship and prepare to defend your king and country. Warhand kneels as the rest of the soldiers follow suit. Foster then, after a moment, shouts, "For Palhas!" And the prisoners shout it back in unison. Warhand gestures for them to head to the ship, and they all begin to pick up their weapons and run for the ship. Soldiers once again. Warhand kind of trails behind and gets all four of you in view. Well, this was an unexpected change. I thought I was going to rot or eventually be executed. Now I have something to fight for again. So, whoever the hell you four crazy bastards are, thanks for everything. Maybe I'll see you out on the battlefield someday. And then he picks up with the rest of the group and heads for the ship. Any words or actions in the next few moments?
Before he completely turns to walk away, I just grasp his upper arm in a firm handshake or arm shake, whatever you want to call it.
COVID handshake.
And yeah. Well, no, like like the old school,
Oh, yeah, the old,
Lord of the Rings, where you grab each other's forearms and you shake like the whole arm, not just the hand.
Yeah.
And tell him I'm sure we will see each other on the battlefield again, but on the same side.
Sorry I didn't trust you at first. Maybe I need to work on that a little bit. Alright, well...
Hey, if some crazy bastard walked into a prison and said that they knew the Jarl and that they were trying to break you out, I wouldn't trust him.
Sure, we can go with that. Honestly, I just didn't like the look of you, but we'll go with that. Right. Stay out of trouble.
Do you still not like the look of me, even in my awesome clothes now?
It does suit you better. It does suit you better. Alright. Well, sounds like I've got a mission to do, so I'll see you around.
Stay around.
Make sure you try some Torsayan toast while you're down there.
Sure. If I get a moment between killing them, I'll ask them about the toast. Alright, so you guys say your goodbyes, and in this time Serenity comes in for landing. The front gate drops. And out of it march Duskchin, Kaylee, God, why do I always forget the other guy's name? Tristan, who is now has a new scar across his cheek. Looks like it to have been a pretty deep gash.
How'd you get that, buddy?
Looks like you guys have been through it too.
Duskchin answers for him. This is for you, and he tosses you a sack with about 2,000 gold pieces. Doing some work for the Jarl. refugee transport. Tristan here held his own. Put himself on the line to help protect the people we were trying to get out of the southern reaches of Palhas Kingdom, I guess we call it now. That earned him that scar.
You guys can all add 500 gold. I'll split it right now.
Alright. Kaylee kind of pushes past and brings this small glowing blue orb, which you can, if you get a glance at it, you can see it looks like it's filled with storm clouds. And you get the brief glimpse of the silhouette of a dragon. And she comes up to the Jarl and hands it over. He kind of snatches it, looks a little frustrated. Well, I'm not going to deny that it works, but it makes me uncomfortable that you were carrying a weapon of this destructive magnitude and didn't let me know.
To be honest, we forgot we had it.
Does he mean the dragon or the weapon that captured the dragon?
The dragon. The weapon is something that this is why Kaylee went straight to. She's like, I'm going to be in trouble if I don't hand this right over. But we'll forget about all of that. Now, appreciate you allowing me to hire your crew to carry out some important work for the kingdom. And the design is working out very well. We own 4 of those ships so far. But
You know you like it.
And we made money off of every single one of the sales.
Thanks to my awesome thinking.
Yes, that was pretty genius back in the 20th session.
Yeah. Well, let's just take a ship for free, and then they can make as many they want. No. We'll pay for it, but we want a profit off of every ship you sell.
Yep, that worked out very well for you guys. Well, appreciate if you would return to Anexa with us. Well, you can follow behind, of course, but we have to gather everyone for another meeting. There's still some things to do before this secession is complete. However, I know you've spent quite a bit of time inside, and I'm sure you want to see the people you left behind, and you probably have some other things to do in your more important mission. I'll have everyone gather so that you can have them at your disposal as well for anything that you need done. But I think it's important we have a quick meeting before you wander off to do whatever it is you need to do next.
Sure thing.
Sounds fair.
Alright, I will see you in Anexa tomorrow. And he rides back towards the central ship. The army begins splitting off into the ships for some of them, and the rest of them start marching in different directions. And you were all free to return to the ship.
Yes, I would return to the ship, but I wouldn't get very comfortable right away. I would like to open up the wizard's door and take out that box and see if Kaylee knows anything about it.
That's a good idea. I was concerned about that box. Get out of my head, dude.
Yeah.
Alright.
I didn't realize I was muted.
So I'd rather not go very far carrying this thing
With that
without
thing,
knowing what the
yeah.
hell is going on with it.
Alright, so before we get there, Malcolm, Mira, and Zuko make your way up the ramp. Echo, you are trailing slightly behind, and you watch as these 3 experienced individuals make their way onto the ship. comfortable returning to their home, their traveling home, as strange as that concept is to you. But all the while they give off this grand aura, this larger-than-life, these larger-than-life personas that you can't quite ignore, even though you now know them personally and you've spent some time traveling with them. But oddly enough, for all their quirks and their questionable ethics, the image of heroes. And you feel somewhat out of place, though you're starting to get more comfortable. And before you decide to follow them, you hear that voice again. Though you're wide awake, there's no visible sign of her. You hear her voice in your ear as if she was standing beside you. You don't really think you belong with them, do you? They're heroes. They've saved countless lives. And you couldn't even begin to imagine how many you've taken. And again, there's silence. And as you make your way up the ramp and into the ship, that is where we're going to end our session. So that is it for us tonight. I love doing those. Miss that so much.
Hold on, Alaric. Hold on.
What's in the box?
We will find out next time. Be sure to stay tuned to the Bold Wolf Gaming social media, so we will announce when we are able to do our next session. May actually be good for the 24th, but we will double check that and make sure we get that secured and let everybody know. Again, I will be returning on Tuesday with Kingdoms of Amalur. That'll be at 8 p.m. Eastern. Hope everybody enjoyed the session. We will see you next time. Have a good night.